pick up just across the board. Fnatic getting more aggressive here. 4 heroes rotating to the bottom lane to pressure that tier 2. Ketchikimba not with them right now. He'll be mid. Pardon me, it's 3 heroes in the bottom lane. He's still hanging out with KYXY here in the mid lane. The Diffusal Blade right around the corner here, Purge, and he went for that build. The Yasha right into Diffusal, and he's only a couple hundred gold away. So now this PL will start to be a threat in these fights. Ohio in the tree line. He'll just TP out. They want to defend this tier 2.
Strafe is used. Pretty long cooldown on that one. KOXY is trying to stop it, but the tower's just gone. He's actually going to try to fight this.
Oh, no, Ohio! He echoes before the blink! That is a misplay. They don't get swindled because of it. That is, I think he just...
A very rare mistake for him.
Yeah, that just a misclick.
Like, he's 4-0 intent. This guy knows what he's doing, but unfortunately for him, he missed that. Saw a little bit too much adrenaline there, and they lose the Ember kill because of it. He definitely would have died there. He even dodged the Zeus ult, I think. Oh my god, he just killed those Ancients so hard.
That double damage, yeah, makes a difference.
But that was a pretty big mistake there.
Now Ketchikimba, he will get the grave. He'll TP home. Ziz
also TP.
Will TP home as well. That was
At first I was like, is he waiting to try to last hit him?
Yeah, me too. And then, okay.
No, that's what you got to do, because there's a lot of catch on Fnatic now. With Zeus ult can find out where you are. Obviously it's on cooldown, but you know, if there's a blink on Earthshaker, you have to seriously consider the fact that you might be stunned for 3 seconds, and that often leads to a kill.
Much different build from Fly this game. We've seen him play a lot of Lina so far today. And first game, he's picked up a Glimmer Cape this early on. But Complexity do highly prioritize Glimmer Cape as one of their support items. And in this particular match, no one else has been going for it. There could be something Naga gets eventually, but she does not have much farm priority here.
It's a great anti-Zeus item. I mean, if he was having a really good early game, I'm sure he still would have gone Yules, but this is probably his fallback build if things aren't going. Still got a ridiculous amount of farm, and he actually farms so much as a support. He's actually got a ridiculous amount of farm for a support, so he's still relevant, but he hasn't been able to get kills out of that as well, unlike the previous games we saw him today.
Yeah, definitely that more defensive build, but certainly warranted. Also, the pipe completed on Moon, so things get a lot easier for Complexity. They'll have a minor window of opportunity here where they'll have pipe and mech before Fnatic finish up their mech, unless it's completed on the courier. Nope, that's the beginning of Mushi's Ags. Never mind, it's the conclusion of Mushi's Ags. He's already got the Staff of Wizardry and the Ogre Club.
A bit interesting to see him go Ags first. The general consensus is that going Ags is a mistake over Refresher, because Ags increases your damage by about 100, whereas Refresher increases your damage by 100% because you're getting double the ult. But you have to go the Bloodstone first build to do that because you don't have the mana otherwise. He maybe could have done it with the Yules and the Arcane Boots, but instead he opts for Ags, gives him bigger burst damage with less committal to using all of his mana pool, which is kind of a cool trade-off.
Yeah. If you get the Ags and then use the ult basically every time it's up, you can maximize the DPS, so it's a little more than the Refresher, but the real value of the Refresher is the burst. You can take the whole team down to half health before a fight starts in the middle of it. So it is about trade-offs, but you're absolutely right. Everyone that I've talked to has said, yeah, Ags just feels a little bit underwhelming when it's all said and done.
On the bright side, they might go on Moon Neander here. On the bright side with this build is that immediately after he gets Ags, he can now get Refresher, and then his ult combo does way more than the previous does, because then it would do up to 640, double that up to 1200 AoE magic damage to every enemy hero. That's so strong.
Even with a pipe on the entire team, it still just obliterates it and still does huge amounts of damage. So Tier 2 up top was taken out in that fight prior, so Swindle will just kind of poke at the high ground here, see if he can pull some reactions back. KYXY will be the one that rotates, while the rest of Fnatic are all grouped up in the Radiant jungle. Yeah, they're thinking about having a go here. Ohio in a great position, just hiding in the tree line, hoping that someone from Complexity may come near the creep wave so he can set up with a good echo.
They're going to find each other, though. Fly finds Mushi. Here comes the stun. Ulti as well. It's getting him low. Is he going to get that solo kill that he always wants? Fissure is going to come down. Tombstone as well. That's it. Vacuum gets it on Darkseer. Great pick from Fly there.
Beautifully done.
Glimmer Cape value, man. 5 seconds of invis, and you set up on the enemy core and get that kill. That's exactly what Fly's used to doing, and he does that so consistently. Always killing a core as a support, and boom, he's up to 1,600 gold. Now he may be able to transition back into Eggs.
Yeah, and they also get the Tombstone kill as well for some of that extra gold. With Zeus dead, they'll feel very safe moving into the Roche pit. Abuse that Medallion Deso, and the big boy's going down quick. This should be a nice, easy Aegis. Probably going to Ziz, though. Yeah, I think it'll go to Ziz, though he does have his BKB coming out pretty soon.
It looks like it because he's in the pit and Ember's not moving.
I would have thought it would go to the Ember, yeah.
Honestly.
Okay, they get to the Clinks.
With the same point said, if Clinks doesn't have his ultimate activated, might be Ember.
Swindle in a little bit deep. Yeah, the Echo Slam sets it up, and Ember just from full to zero in the blink of an eye. Moon comes in, tries to mech pipe, but actually there in time, I don't think either buff connected.
Oh, really? Okay. I was going to say, like, I thought maybe.
It's hard to say. He died really fast. He had the Flame Guard on as well, so like the Echo came out, and it looked like it didn't do any damage, and then all the Echoes happened, and he just dropped. So
it was a good attempt, because if he lived with even 1 HP, he immediately presses his R button, and he flies out of there and ends up surviving. So good attempt by Moon. A little dangerous, but I think it was worth it in that circumstance, because all you got to do is help him survive the burst, and he's alive.
Also good execution from Fnatic to just know that they have to burst him down from full to 0 and not let him get away there. Now we'll see this Earthshaker move into the Shadow Blade, some more mobility there, and also we'll let him do some more damage. We've already seen how much these totems hurt. Now adding that Lothar backstab to it makes it hurt that much more.
He is so farmed. He is actually so farmed.
Yeah.
His net worth is probably ridiculous. It's actually not that high. I'm so surprised. But he has so many items for an Earthshaker. It's incredible. BKB is up on Clinks now. So he doesn't have to worry about the Earthshaker anymore. He doesn't have to worry about the Zeus, as long as he doesn't get chain stun first. So that's probably why they got the Aegis, because if his ultimate's not up, his HP's quite low. And if he doesn't get his BKB off first, then he is just no use to the team fight. Ember has slightly more survivability skills.
Yeah, Ember now picking up his Chrysalis, so more damage for him. And yeah, BKB on Clinks.
He might run into the entire enemy team.
Oh, the smoke. Ohio in the front lines will get broken.
Tank
and
that
Fnatic will just retreat. Yeah, that's it. Guardian Greaves come out from Moon.
Gem, he spots Ohio. He should realize he's running after him. This is dangerous. Okay. Check the items. I was like, oh, he's got a gem. This is stupid.
Yeah, and that's Johnny's gem. So it's a gem apiece right now. Fly again, rotating his build, doing something completely different. He's got the Soul Booster. I imagine that's a Bloodstone, but I'm not sure. Maybe he's just going to rush the core.
I mean, Octarine's kind of good here. He could use it with his Glimmer Cape. It'd lower the cooldown by a pretty large amount. He'd have 5 seconds uptime with 7 seconds downtime.
It's pretty good.
But I think it's probably Bloodstone, because he doesn't have any mana regen items other than the Urn, and he's going to lack on that. And he did disassemble his Boots of Speed, or his Arcane Boots, excuse me, to make this. So he really needs a mana regen item, and he farms so much anyways. He didn't go the Yules. I think you're right. It's going to be a Bloodstone almost for sure, just to guarantee his mana regen. Plus, as a support, it's pretty cool to be able to commit suicide every 6 minutes if you're in a death position, which is fairly often. So, and he can heal his team. That's another cool thing. There's actually a lot of really good implications for a support managing to farm a Bloodstone. I actually think it's a really good choice here.
Yeah, the heal is one of those often forgot about pieces of the item that makes it really powerful.
Ohio
Tower goes down in the bottom lane. Ohio goes in,
missed.
But the Echo, it's whiffed. His Swindle goes right into Slight. Now the ultimate from Zeus comes out, but it's Complexity that are doing the damage here. Ohio gets Grave, but he'll get caught by the Ensnare and brought down as Moon gives him the punch. Now Ketchik Imba without a Grave in some trouble. He will have a Ghost Scepter, but it just makes the Lina do that much more damage. Already a 3-0. KYXY caught by Searing Chains. Make it 4 as Complexity erupt with some momentum here. They'll get 2 towers out of this as the Guardian Greaves come from Moon Meander. And Fnatic losing a lot out of that fight. It's a 4K net worth swing.
There's a little bit too much hesitation on Earthshaker there. He fissured, he popped his Soul Ring, and then he went for the Echo Slam. And at that point, the Sleight of Fist came out, and he dodged the Echo Slam. And then no chain stun, Swindlemelons doesn't die.
This is scary for Fnatic.
They could actually just get Raxed here at 32 minutes.
Buyback
Not a good
for
place to lose the fight.
KYXY. Even when the Earthshaker comes up, they know he doesn't have an Echo Slam, and that's their big defensive tool. Similarly, they know the Thunder God's Wrath is down. 2-3 tower falls, and Barracks turning into rubble as Complexity continues on this momentous streak. They'll leave the ranged Barracks standing, but they get the melee, and they get out of there scot-free, not conceding a single death in that fight as Ziz now completes the Diffusal. Good call on that one as well, Purge, given that they've got 3 Ghost Scepters now on the Dire side.
And the Bloodstone for Fly finish, that's flying out as well. So Complexity
nice.
is in a commanding position here. You can't lose a team fight that badly, that close to your own base, because if you do, you don't even, like, you got buyback instantly with teamfight ultimates, or you lose the Rack, especially against the Clinks with the Deso. The damage is just way too high, and even Ember Spirit builds a lot, so the Deso is going to builds a lot of damage, so the Deso synergizes really well with that as well. They might get Sono Melons, though. Fissure first, here comes the Enchant Totem, no Echo Slam Fault, but it doesn't matter, the Zeus ult comes through, and with help from the Undying ult, he's able to get killed. But that was very, very Razor Edge.
Yep. And even though Undying has been farming reasonably well this game for a position 5, he still doesn't have the mech. Just a couple 100 gold away from the recipe, so he will get it soon.
He was so close like 20 minutes ago.
He's just died too many times since then.
Well, seems more like he just hasn't gotten that much farm. Like,
That too.
Undyne largely gets his gold from winning team fights and ganks and stuff, and his farming ability is actually very weak. It's pretty much Tombstone or nothing. You don't want to use Tombstone to farm. So
Yeah.
if you just, one of the ways to beat Undyne in aggressive dueling is just don't die to him. And yeah, he'll get farm, but he's not going to snowball obscenely out of control. So that seems to be just what Complexity did. They're just ignoring the Undyne in a lot of ways, and he hasn't been able to farm that much because of his poor skills for that, and he just doesn't have a mech yet.
Mm-hmm. So, down bottom, a little fight breaking out perhaps. Nope,
Just messing.
Just Moon and KYXY doing the dance around each other here. KYXY did have to buy back on that last fight as well, and they still weren't able to hold the barracks, so that was that did put a decent dent into his income. He still has not upgraded the Manta, though he does have the gold for it. It could just be a casual Yasha, and he'll just go Scotty next.
It's possible. Scotty's a really good build on Phantom Lancer because he's usually up front hitting anyway, so he can slow his opponents. Pretty good against Ember, as long as he doesn't have a Spirit setup. If you're slowing him, his speed on those coming out is very low. So I feel like Scotty is pretty good here, and kills Clinks as well. If he goes on top of Clinks, there's no way Clinks can ever get away, basically, except for Invis.
Yeah, I like this style of build. It reminds me of what Mushi used to do on that Medusa, where he would just go phase boots Yasha for his kind of movement pieces made, then go right into a Scotty. And you get the best of both worlds. You get that carry damage,
bottom.
All that.
Swindle's dead.
Swindle just, oof.
They're doing a great job ganking him. Like,
I mean, he's like taking all these Echo Slams, but they're just shutting him down left and right.
Definitely needed. Ziz is going mid, though. Oh, he's going to get a courier 100%. Just sentries and wards, no big deal, but they might get a double kill out of this. There's the wall. Vacuum as well. Keswick Imba just gets blown up.
Can't even grave. Oh, no. Now Ziz pops his BKB. Johnny's left high and dry on the high ground. Ohio comes in, but he has no ultimate here. Song of the Siren to reset things.
Oh, he could go on Mushi in a 1v1 here while they're split out.
All right, we'll zoom out here and see everything. Johnny definitely going to fall in this fight. Ohio takes the Laguna as well. Mushi, he'll survive off to the side. Still a fight going on in the back line. KYXY, he finishes off the Ember Spirit, but they find him indeed. Doppelganger buys him a couple of seconds here, but can't make it up to the high ground, and Moon will finish him off. Puts on those boxing gloves and finds a victory. It's a 1 for 4 if you count that Ember going down. Oh, he actually bought back, so he died twice there.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That makes more sense. So that was actually not a very big net worth swing for Complexity, but still, they clear up 4 on Fnatic, and Phantom Lancer's down for 80 seconds. He bought back in that last fight. It's still on cooldown.
He bought back and died again?
Phantom Lancer, he bought back at the bottom part. Yeah, it's been on cooldown from that last fight, so he's still out of the game for a whole minute.
That's pretty rough.
And they also don't have a glyph here, Purge. Oh, no, this is bad for Fnatic.
And they can't stop this push with Pipe. Like, they did some damage to Moon Meander here, but the tower goes down. That's 2 towers now, completely worth it for Ember Spirit. Now Surge comes out, Tombstone down. They're trying to stop them. Their HP's getting low. They've got heal mech in about 2 seconds here.
Yeah,
BKB by Ziz as well, and he takes no damage from that.
Okay. Well, they hold their ranged barracks again, but Complexity should be pretty happy with that. They get out essentially scot-free, no additional casualties, and they get yet another melee barracks. Fnatic hanging in there, but their options getting more and more limited as Complexity now over a 15K net worth lead, nearly 7,500 experience.
And this is the story of them every game. Even if they're slightly behind, they'll play very, very safe, and they'll make their plays. They'll get some good map vision, really aggressive wards, and constantly pushing lanes and farming. Fly has 168 CS as a 4-position player. He's got a BOTs now. He just has luxury gold to be able to be like, you know what, I'm going to keep my wand. Like, how often do you get to do that as a support player?
Yeah, 12 Bloodstone charges. You look at this Undying, he finally gets his mech. That's progress for Johnny, but relative to these Radiant supports, it's just not that much. Looking at the Naga Siren even, she's got 2 gems, working on a Glimmer, has the Glimmer Cape, and now just right-clicks an entire Diffusal Blades. That's double Diffusal now for Complexity.
Like
They've got plenty of tools to deal with these Ghost Scepters.
It's good for a couple reasons. First of all, like you said, remove Ghost Scepters. Is there any other buffs they can remove? They can maybe remove Weave from heroes. I'm not 100%